Alright, today I'm going to be working on disassembling and replacing the battery on this Cozmo, and I'm just going to get started right away. First thing you do is remove the tracks, and we're going to remove these little wheel covers. The easiest way to do that is just kind of pry up gently on these white covers. And I have a feeling there's a lot of sticky junk that's kind of preventing me from removing all this stuff. There we go. Yeah, I plan on washing all of these components, because as you can see, there's like sticky crap inside every single component here. Let's see if I can get this front cover off. Wow, they're being really difficult. I'm trying not to break them, but if I do, I do. It's almost like they're glued on. You can see there's like all this crap on the outside, so I'm assuming all that crap is on the inside. You can see more of that dirt. It's almost like somebody spilled a coffee on this thing or something at one point. Who knows? I actually picked this up on Amazon Marketplace, or sorry, Facebook Marketplace. So I don't really know, wow, the condition that this thing was kept, but yeah, it looks like somebody spilled a coffee on this thing at one point. I can't believe how difficult this is being. Wow. Yeah, so as you can see, it's just completely crud infested. Let's see if I can get these front wheels off. They are really on there. Yeah, these front ones are more than likely going to break just trying to get them off. They are just so stuck on there. Really, oh, there it goes. And yeah, as you can see, more crap inside the wheels. And it kind of smells too. It's almost like it was dropped in the toilet. It started, but man, it is not being easy. Come on, little Cozmo, be friendly with me here. There it is. Man, look at all that crap in there. Alright, so I am going to completely tear this thing down, so I'm going to remove the arms, swap out to a Phillips or a plus drive, whatever you want to call it, whatever country you're in. So I am going to remove his front fork holders, and then I'm going to remove his arms. There's these little screws here in the side. Alright, front fork should just kind of slide off here. If it didn't have all this crap on it. And it's amazing, this Cozmo does work. I've already tested it. I've already had it up and running. You can see in some of my other videos, so it's pretty incredible that this little thing works. I mean, that's how much damage I'm seeing from liquid, some type of liquid. Alright, so I've got two unattached. I think I'm just going to leave the other side on. Now let's actually remove the arms. There's a little tab right down in here that you can press. The front arm should come right off. Okay. 2 arms off. Now I think if we... Oh, yep. You just have to line up these 3 pins in the right sections to get the bottom arms to release. Where is it? There it goes. Alright, onto the wheels. So there's just Phillips head screws, positive drive screws, whatever you want to call them, that hold these wheels on. And the screws do appear to be the same size, front and back. So these wheels just slide right off. Look at all that crud. This Cozmo's going to be so happy when he gets a nice bath. There's all the wheels. Now we're going to move on to the head. And these red trim pieces come off first. Let's see if I can get under these without damaging them. I'm assuming there's just a whole bunch of this sticky junk that's going to be behind here holding these on as well. Oh, that one came off relatively easily. Alright, so it looks like the head may not have gotten as wet as the rest of the Cozmo. And that reveals 4 screws underneath there. Go back to our Phillips head. And the head of the Cozmo does have a spring inside, so just be aware that this head will come flying apart if you're not holding it. Here's one head screw. The other one doesn't want to come out. There it is. Alright, so I'm kind of holding the head of this Cozmo together while I remove all 4 screws so the thing doesn't come flying apart on me. We'll get the 4th screw out when we take this apart. So we're going to lift up and just pull apart. Front glass comes out. Or plastic, whatever you want to call it. It's not technically glass. And here's the little spring. Oh, I just dropped the screw. Just wanted to find that before I misplace it. So here's the spring I was talking about inside the head. This pin comes out. I'm actually going to remove this spring and put it right over here so it doesn't go anywhere on me. And then here's the other half of the head and the speaker and the face. So I'm just going to pry this little 3-pin connection very gently out of the back of the head here. Try not to break any of the plastic tabs. It does look like it's stuck in there pretty good. There it goes. So it doesn't look like this chip ever got wet. It's hard to say for sure, but I don't really see any massive damage on it just by looking at it by eye. Alright, so there's these 2 head pins where the screws screw in on the head, so I'm going to just put them in here. Then with the head removed, it reveals 2 screws here on this red plate. I'm going to remove both of these. These 2 screws, and these are also the same size as the head screws, Alright, so now I have Phillips, and then this whole body should split. Whoop, and one more Phillips here on the head swivel. So we'll remove these 3. Oh, sorry. There's also 2 screws down in these holes. So I'll remove these 5 screws. These are all the same size as the head screws, so you don't have to necessarily keep them in any order. The wheel screws are the only ones that are a different size, and they have a large washer on them, so they are pretty easily distinguishable. Oh, look at that. So the head swivel screw is a little bit longer than all of the rest of the screws. I'll keep that in with the spring. And I have another screw here. These side screws then release the front plate. And I just have the 2 screws in these deep holes, and this body should come right apart. And a little bit of sticky sounds in there, so it sounds like the liquid has possibly gotten down into this lower section. Alright, so this top plate comes out. You should be able to pull it out here. And I believe that will reveal more screws. Alright, so there's the red plate. It's just stuck down there on that little tab. Alright, and that does reveal some more things in there. So the back plate just pulls right off. You can see these plastic tabs that keep the button attached to this back plate. This center shaft, you just press down on the tabs and you can push this through. Like that. And now we just have this body screw here, along with this body screw here. Let's take these out. And on this part right here, see how there's 2 screws? Remove the top one. The bottom one is actually a part of the motor body and does not have to be removed. So we've got a screw here and a screw here. And this should allow the whole assembly to split apart, so do be careful. There's the last screw. Alright, it just slides apart. You can see how this motor is attached with one more screw. I'm just going to remove that. And if you don't have to clean the body parts of your Cozmo, you don't necessarily have to take these as far apart. But I do plan on giving the Cozmo a wash. So I'm going to remove all the body parts and give them a wash. So, looks like this motor is still attached by a screw down here on the bottom. Alright, and that's a fully disassembled Cozmo. Got a weight here, and I do still have that screw I have to remove here from this motor. There it is. Alright, so now I have access to the battery. And I can get that replaced very easily with one of these 610, and actually I think I'm going to put a 700 mAh battery in there. looking at the lower chip, you can see some water or whatever it got in at the sensor. So that's sitting on the bottom so Cozmo doesn't run off any edges. But it doesn't look like any of the other components got wet. So that's a fully disassembled Cozmo. I will be replacing the battery and doing that in the next video. Here's all the parts. It's all laid out. All right.